Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video, I will talk about 5 tips that I would actually give my own 18-year-old self about coding. So even though I'm actually coding since I'm 13, I actually learned most of what I know now in the past 4 to 5 years. I'm now 23, almost 24. Pretty much since I'm 18 till now. That was the time frame where I really learned most of the things. And if I could actually tell my 18-year-old self these things that I will tell you in this video, then that would have saved me so much time and so many mistakes. So enjoy and lean back, and I'm sure the same will happen to you if you're actually also at a similar age. Number 1 is actually that coding is really not about remembering and memorizing. When I was a teenager, I actually thought that learning to code is pretty similar to learning for a vocabulary test in school or so. So that you just have a big sheet of commands, and then right next to it you write, okay, this command does that, this command does that, and so on. But it's really not like that. There is really absolutely no reason for something to occupy space in your brain that you can just look up in seconds on Google. So we're so privileged that we have Google, that we can just look up everything in seconds. So why would you actually try hard to memorize something that you can quickly just find the solution for in the internet? So if you're a beginner in terms of coding and you feel bad when you actually Google stuff, then don't feel bad. Even the most experienced developers they Google so much when they actually work. I also often have to look up such simple things, and that's totally fine, because what counts in the end is that you have this deeper understanding that if you find something in Google, that you're actually able to take this and properly integrate it in your project and adjust it to your needs. Number 2, and I know this will be a controversial one, and that is that university actually does not really teach you development. So of course, if you decide to study computer science, then you will learn some programming language, and you will also build some projects, maybe with other students in your university. But what I mean is, as soon as you actually finish and you get your degree, and you get into a job where you build real software, you will have no idea what to do. So that will be the point where you will actually start to realize how many important coding practices they're actually missing in university, or where you're just missing the practice behind that. And that's so important to actually be able to apply these later on in your job life. And don't get me wrong here, I don't say that studying is worthless. There are actually many things in my computer science degree that I learned that were important that I would probably not have taught myself. However, if your main goal is just to become a developer who works on software all day, then it's at least worth to think about if a scientific degree is actually the right thing to do that. A scientific degree is nothing that really focuses on practice. However, if you want to work in practice later on and build software, then the quickest way to learn that is actually by practicing exactly these things that you will do all day. So for example, all I know about Android, really 100% I know about that, is something I taught myself using the internet. That's really it. And also everything I know about clean code practices, about software architecture, well, not everything about that, but most of that I actually also learned myself by simply building real Android apps and applying these principles that university touches in theory actually in practice. But to learn that, you actually have to do it. You have to use them in practice. And lots of universities actually, sadly, don't do that. But again, I want to stress out that I don't say you shouldn't study. I just want to make you question if that is really the right path to take, because there are many different paths you can take to become a software developer, to become an Android developer. But in the end, it's only you who can take this decision. Number 3, and that is actually a little bit similar to the last point, and that is that books don't teach you coding. You're not going to become a great developer just by reading books. And many beginners actually have a misconception about that. So they buy tons of coding books about C++, Python, Kotlin, everything, all the languages, and then they read through them. And after that, they realize, oh, I actually still don't know how to code. So programming is actually not just a collection of facts that you can learn with a book. Instead, it's a practical skill, and you can only acquire that skill by actually practicing it. You also won't find any swimmer who solely learns swimming with a book, or who learns significant parts of their swimming skills by reading a book. That's not going to happen, because swimming as well as coding is just a practical skill, and you have to jump into the water and swim to learn that. And the same way, you have to get to your PC, open your IDE, and start to code to actually become a better developer. And sure, from somewhere you need to actually gain your knowledge, your new knowledge about things you actually don't know yet. And in that sense, I actually would much rather recommend you to learn with the internet, with YouTube, by just Googling, reading through blog articles, because that's a valuable skill. If you're actually able to research what you need, and you actually find these things and apply them in your projects, then that's what you're going to do most time of your day as a developer. So whether it be a YouTube video where you just build an app, you see how that whole process is structured, you see where the code is exactly put, which you don't often see in a book. You can ask questions there in the comment section and stuff like that. You can take a look at Stack Overflow, help other people, and also ask your questions there. That's a lot more interactive as just reading a book. So that's what I would actually recommend you to take as a learning approach here. Number 4 is actually be ready to adapt. So many people actually write me and are afraid, actually, for example, that Android won't be a thing anymore in future. And you know what? Maybe it won't. Maybe Android will disappear in 5 years. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe there will be a different platform that will replace Android because it's better. But who really cares? I don't care. I mean, now I do full-time Android development, but I'm not doomed to do that my whole life. So, you know, the world is changing so quickly, especially here in our tech world, that if you are not ready to learn new things when things change, then I got really bad news for your future, because it really is not the case anymore that you just learn something once as a teenager or a young adult and then you're fine for the rest of your life. No, the world is changing so quickly, and you have to constantly learn new things. You have to adapt to new technologies to actually be able to stay competitive in your career. And if you don't do that, then I really don't have any good news for your career. So whatever you do, be ready to adapt and never stop learning. And finally, let's get to number 5, and that's a big one that could have saved me so much time. And that is actually that investing in yourself is the shortcut. You know, as an 18-year-old, I actually often told myself, or I often questioned, why would I ever spend money for something that I can actually also just teach myself online? So for example, for an online course. And yeah, it is true that you can self-teach pretty much all of what paid online courses online would teach you. However, what I did not consider, and what most other people who have this thinking don't consider, is that online courses are not there to sell you secret knowledge. No, they are actually there to give you time. Because if there's someone who already went through all the struggles, made all the mistakes about a specific topic, and then put all that into a good structure so you can just go through the course from A to Z without any issues, and you know the topic, then that is such a big time saving for you. And in this saved time, if you then use that again to learn more concepts, then you can just learn so much more in a much shorter period of time. Or if you take that time that you save and actually earn the money the course costed, then you're also totally fine. Or you just take that and have some quality time with your friends and family. In either of these cases, you just buy time, and time is the most valuable thing we really have, because you actually normally can't buy it. But with online education, whether it be a course, whether it be like a coaching or whatever you want to do, that's usually such a big time saving for you. And yeah, I just had the thinking that that it's really not worth it, but it really is. And yes, as most of you probably will know, I also sell such courses. I know I'm biased here. But I wouldn't be telling you that if I wouldn't have just realized how big of an improvement that is actually for myself. And I also do buy online courses because they just help. So if this is actually something you consider and you want to learn how you can build really stable and solid apps with a clean architecture, then today is really the best day to do that, because today is actually the last day where I have a 25% discount offer on all my courses, including the new one in which you will actually learn how you can build a multi-module architecture app. We will build a calorie tracker from the ground up, basically, to a full app, clean architectural guidelines, solid principles, all that whole stack of that you will really need to build an industry level app. And on top of that, today is also the last chance to actually win a one-to-one coaching with me, where we will actually go through your problems individually as an Android developer. I will give you code reviews, so you will actually massively improve your coding style. If you win that coaching, what do you need to do to participate? All you need to do is to just get my new course, multi-module architecture, and then send me your invoice via email to mail@pl-coding.com using the subject line PL Coaching. And yeah, I know, shameless self-advertisement here, but I really wouldn't be doing all this here if I wouldn't have realized how much of a help this can really be to have such an online course that helps you to learn everything so much quicker and to actually buy you some more time you actually will probably need in other areas of your life. So it's really a course that I wish I would have had when I was 18. So do check it out. First link in the video description. As I said, in a few hours the prices will rise again. The discount is only valid for today, and also the coaching giveaway will only be valid for today. So yeah, it's really the best chance to get it today, and then the prices will rise again. Thanks so much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video and it helped actually some of you to have some more time in future to prevent some mistakes that I already did. Have an amazing day and see you in the next video. Bye bye.